All right, cool. So I'm going to switch out for Farawave, make sure my sheath is across. Okay. All right, everything looks good there. All right, so we'll come back.
We will start that. And then I can set contact baseline whenever you're ready.
Yep, I'm ready. You want to do it now, Ava?
Yep, go for it and give it a spin.
All right, I'm going to open this up just a little bit, and then I'm going to spin it, okay?
Sounds great.
All right.
Looks good.
Cool. And then I'll do one more. All right, so that's all.
Great.
So we're good there?
Yep, and then I'll take respiratory when you're in the vein.
Sounds good. So I'm going to go to basket, and I'll just go straight to flower, Andrew.
Sounds good.
So that's basket, and then flower there. Bring the sheath up, and then we'll come to the veins. Again, we're not going to be ablating out the veins, but that looks like that's probably right at the os of the common. So
yeah,
you want to do respiratory gating there?
Yep, taking it now.
All right, sounds good. So we're back on recording, right?
Yes.
All right, gang. So all we did since we came off was just switched out the HD grid here for the ablation catheter Farawave. So it's nice that with Abbott we have the ability to do a TPI indicator, so you can see the blue showing contact. And good on respiratory gating, guys? Yep, we're good?
Yep, okay. You're good to go.
All right, cool. So again, I'm not bleeding out at the veins at all, so wire is going to be back. We're going to do this whole thing in flower. I typically, for anterior mitral lines, have not been giving nitro. I know there's a lot of debate right now in the community, so so you can see me there. Let me just get a nice shot real quick to make sure everything looked okay after the exchange. All right, so no effusion, Miss Paula, after mapping. Everything looks good there. You can see my Farawave. Thanks, Kyle. All right, and so so let's come around anteriorly. You can see lots of dispersion in anterior left atrium. All right. So you can see here basically all of that left atrium underneath. So show me the tag that I did, guys, for the mitral annulus.
Sure. I'll put that up for you.
It's probably somewhere around here.
Right around here.
Okay, so it's a bit lower than where I was. So let me just look here. So we just want to make sure we can get contact there. This can sometimes be hard to reach. All right, so we have A and V there. Just see if I can get a better picture. This is kind of the hardest part. There you go. Actually, you can see I'm actually flirting with the valve there. So let me come a little bit more anterior. So I'm going to counter this, and then we're going to start coming. Let's see here. So we have contact at least on the poles that are there. Let me just keep coming anteriorly. There. All right, so that came more onto the. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So this is a pretty good place to start. We have an A and V on Farawave D. Looks like I'm touching there, Andrew. I know it's a little weird off-axis view there on ice, but see it right there?
Yep, looks great.
Right there? Yeah, I'm touching the valve there. You can see me on the mitral annulus. Let's just keep an eye, make sure we don't see any ST segment changes, but everything looks nice and clean here. We're going to do 3 pulses on this. So let's start here, Andrew.
Coming on.
Yep.
Confirming and delivering.
So in this case, it appears that you can see the dispersion basically guiding me completely towards the... What's that? No need to pace? No, we're okay. I tend not to have to need to pace during this area. But
here's 2.
Did I pull my CS out? Yeah, I did. I'm going to put the CS in the crystal real quick. Sorry about that.
Okay.
At least you'll have atrial signals, not ventricular ones. But... All right, that should be fine right there for now. Okay. Sorry. Did I move at all?
No, you're good.
All right, good. So let's keep this here. Was that 2, Andrew?
That was 2. Here's 3.
Let's do 3, please. Yeah.
Here's 3.
I tend to do 3 for the valve parts. This is normally, as we were talking about earlier, where you tend to see reconnections. I may do 2 to 3 through this whole sort of anterior septum now.
That's 3.
All right, that's 3. All right, let's start moving up. All right, so that's a little bit different orientation right at that valve point. Why don't we do this too, Andrew?
Sounds good.
I'll start coming up from here. Okay.
Coming on, confirming and delivering.
We'll say that with PFA, doing these long anterior mitral lines is significantly quicker than doing it with RF. So you can see I'm right underneath the base
Here's
of the
2,
appendage here.
confirming and delivering.
All right, let's keep coming anterior, guys. So it's going to flip a little bit. I want to make sure I get appropriate overlap and contact as well.
A good overlap and contact on A and B.
Yeah, you can see how nice too. So
Good
yeah,
contact.
let's do this.
Coming on, confirming, delivering.
Obviously, want to make sure we have appropriate contact for not just delivery of lesions, but to minimize the chance of hemolysis.
Here's 2, confirming and delivering. And
yeah, we'll do 3 here. Sorry, Andrew, I moved. Give me
Okay.
1 second. I do want to do 3 on this portion here. We might go to 2 for the other ones, but I want to do 3 here. So, and this looks to be in the same spot. So let's do this.
And coming on, confirming, delivering.
And you can see the red tags, and correct me if I'm wrong, Hunter, are the highest level of dispersion, and the blue are less so. Is that correct? I know Hunter's taking a sip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That's correct.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I figured. I just wanted to make sure. All right, let me get a little bit to split the difference. All right, let's do this too, and then this should cover the valve part. Yeah,
Great.
you can
Coming
see
on,
looks really good on ice
confirming,
too. Yeah.
delivering.
See, he's got sort of a somewhat dilated aortic root that's kind of pushing on the left atrium. Sometimes can make this a little trickier.
Here's 2.
All right, let's keep coming anteriorly. All righty. That looks pretty good. Signal here. And let's see if I can find myself. There I am on ice.
Nice.
Yeah, this looks really good. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
Coming on,
May have to
confirming and
do
delivering.
may have to do 2 sets of lines just because how broad this area is. It's not as sort of thin as sometimes you'll see. So
Here's 2, confirming and delivering.
ACT has been okay, Miss Paula? Perfect. Sounds good. So we're just
That's
Go.
2.
Let's do 1 more here, Andy.
Okay. Here's 3.
While we try to minimize pulses, since the veins and push are well isolated, I have a little bit more leeway to deliver more pulse field today. That was 3, correct?
That was 3.
Sounds good. All right, so let me see if I can split the difference and get this middle portion. This tends to be the most interesting of them all. All right, looks like those lower petals are covering that close to the transeptal dispersion. Looks great on ice too.
Agreed.
So yeah, let's do this, Andrew.
Confirming and delivering.
We'll do 3 here, okay? We'll likely need to cover that higher area near the roof as well. Again, I do have concerns that we may isolate the appendage just because of how much scar was already laterally, to Sophia's point earlier, but I honestly don't really have another option to be able to treat as AFib otherwise.
And here comes 3, confirming and delivering.
All right, that's good. Now, this would be relatively straightforward, not that I consented him for it, to do a left atrial appendage closure right at the time. All right, and then might be a future consideration. All right, this looks good here, guys. This gets the roof in connection to the right superior. There's signal on E, it looks like. So let's do this, Andrew.
Confirming and delivering.
You can see on ice there, the nice
great
contact. Yeah, and then obviously the TPI helps as well, but you kind of have to use all of them. Looking, obviously, electrograms, looking at contact on tissue proximity indicator, and also on ice is, I think,
Here's 2, confirming and delivering.
Most important. Given the highest areas of dispersion we're on that roof area, I definitely want to make sure we hit that.
And here's 3, confirming and delivering.
You got a little bit of phrenic there. Michelle, we might want to, actually, I think we'll be okay. This is probably the only, I was thinking about paralyzing him more, but I think we're okay. All right, so that was
3.
3. Okay, so that's good. Let's do 2 for the rest of the lesions, Andrew, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, so this is moving up towards the roof. There's signal here. Let's do this, guys.
Confirming and delivering. Good contact.
Yeah, I agree. You can see it on ice pretty well.
Here comes 2. Confirming and delivering.
All right, so we're doing 2 for the rest, so let me keep up coming up. We'll get this roof stuff here. Okay, this looks like it's touching on ice too.
Sure does.
Yeah, and this is going to get that highest areas of dispersion. So let's do this here, guys.
Coming on. Confirming and delivering. Here comes 2. Confirming and delivering.
All right, that's good there. Let me see if I can come a little bit higher right here. So there was some signal here and there was some dispersion here, and this gives good overlap. Again, great contact again. Let's do this here, Andrew.
Confirming and delivering. Here comes 2. Confirming and delivering.
All right. Did I miss anywhere? So let's see.
I think you're good.
I agree. It looks pretty darn good. I think I covered almost everywhere that I wanted to.
I think so too. I think you got nice coverage along our voltage map, along all of the different lesions. You can go to no maps, you can see just the Volta lesions as well.
Perfect. Let me just make sure down here. So this is a little bit closer to the base of appendage. So that's at the bottom. I just want to be careful, as we had talked about earlier, with the potentially isolating the appendage as well by doing this. I don't see any signal here, just far field V. Obviously, we'll check everything in sinus too. So I don't see anything here. It looks like we got all of this area as well. I'm just looking to see at the base of the appendage if there's anything. Again, not the easiest to tell the bipoles on Farawave, but I think I covered most of it. I don't see anything. So
It's looking pretty dead. I agree.
I agree. So all right, let's move this to somewhere near the left veins, and then we'll cardiovert. All right, so spin me around. Okay, so we can go ahead and pause the video for now, and we'll just do burst pacing real quick. And I'll explain that in a second. All right, so wire should be going out. Something. Actually, I don't need to collapse this because we're not going to do grid yet. So I'll just leave the wire. I'm going to pull the wire back in.
Inferior. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to put it somewhere safe while we do the cardioversion.